It is not a violation. But further, in the parallel account in Mark 7:27, he expressly says, "Let the children be fed first," indicating that it was not that Israel would only ever be fed, but rather that they were going to be the first ones to be fed, and for a time, it was only for them. Similarly,
All right, let's deal with this. Let's deal with these lies. Let's start out first in Mark chapter 1. Let y'all know what's going on with what this woman has seen that would make her go to Christ. This is Mark chapter 1 and verse 32. And at even when the sun did set, they brought unto him all that were diseased, and them that were possessed with devils. 33. And all the city was gathered together at the door, and he healed many that were sick of diverse diseases, and cast out many devils, and suffered not the devils to speak, because they knew him. Jump down to verse 38 and 39. And he said unto them, Let us go unto the next towns, that I may preach there also, for therefore came I forth. Verse 39. And he preached in their synagogues throughout all Galilee, and cast out devils. Let's jump over to chapter 3 and verse 10. For he had healed many, insomuch that they pressed upon him for to touch him, as many as had plagues. They wanted to touch him so they could be healed. Verse 11. And unclean spirits, when they saw him, fell down before him and cried, saying, Thou art the Son of God. Now, chapter 5 and verse 12. As you can see, Christ is casting out devils from people. And the fame of this spread abroad. So people are coming to be healed of evil spirits. Chapter 5 and verse 12. And all the devils besought him, saying, Send us into the swine, that we may enter into them. So what's going on here? This is when he was dealing with that legion, and the spirits asked him, could they go and be in the swine? Because Christ has power over spirits. Now, Mark chapter 7, verse 25. For a certain woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit heard of him, and came and fell at his feet. So this is why the woman came. She came to get her daughter healing, have that spirit removed from her daughter. This has absolutely nothing to do with salvation, nothing to do with the lies that Dave is trying to tell our people. He's a devil, a deceiver, a liar. Now, verse 26, the woman was a Greek, a Syrophoenician by nation, a white woman. And she besought him that he would cast forth the devil out of her daughter. See, Dave is a liar. Verse 27, but Jesus said unto her, Let the children first be filled, for it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to the dogs. Verse 28, and she answered and said unto him, Yes, Lord, yet the dogs under the table eat of the children's crumbs. So what does that mean? Is this talking about salvation? Because Dave said that later, this shows that later the other nations will get salvation. That's a damn lie from the devil himself. What is this crumb? All right, let's go into it. Let's go to Leviticus. I'm going to go to two places. I'm going to go to Leviticus 19 first. This is Leviticus 19 and verse 9. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the gleanings of thy harvest. Verse 10. And thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and the stranger. I am the Lord your God. This is what the crumbs are. What is he talking about salvation for? That never ever came up in this conversation. Now, Leviticus 23. Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God. These are the crumbs. This woman understood this. Last example. Ruth chapter 2. Ruth chapter 2. There we go. Ruth chapter 2 and verse 7. This is Ruth speaking with Boaz. Verse 7. And she said, I pray you, let me glean and gather after the reapers among the sheaves. So she came and have continued even from the morning until now. And she tarried a little in the house. Verse 8. Then said Boaz unto Ruth, hearest thou not, my daughter? Go not to glean in another field, neither go from hence, but abide here fast by my maidens. Verse 9. Let thine eyes be on the field, that they do reap, and go thou after them. Have I not charged the young men that they shall not touch thee? And when thou art athirst, go into the vessels and drink of that which the young men have drawn. Verse 10. Then she fell on her face and bowed herself to the ground, just like in Mark 7. The exact same thing the woman did. She bowed herself to Christ in worship. You read about that during Matthew 15 account. Then she fell on her face and bowed herself to the ground and said unto him, why have I found grace in thine eyes, that thou shouldest take knowledge of me, seeing I am a stranger? So this is what it's about. This is what Mark 7 is about. It's not about the lies that the deceiver, the devil, Dave, is trying to tell to our people. They can go amongst themselves and tell all kinds of lies all they want. We don't give a damn. It's our people that we are concerned about. Salvation is for the children of Israel to be saved from your enemies and the destruction to come, and to be saved from your sin, to no longer be stuck in your sins. We now have Christ, and we can get repentance through him, get that bread of life through him, and not crumbs that belong to the other nations. That I say shalom.